Hi guys, welcome back to Operation Exploration. So I have been busy for a week and I have been designing the elevator for the survival world, and it has taken quite long to design this. I did think it would only take about a day or so, but the thing is I went through different designs that some of them did work and some of them didn't, and then when you put vehicles on it, like for example they were too heavy and the whole lot would just fall down to the bottom. So I have come up with a final design. This is it here. So we will be taking this here into the survival world. It is quite unique. Now the idea for the wheels running up along these columns, which is the rails, came from a different YouTuber. I can't remember their name right now, but it will pop up in one of these captions above. And basically the wheel hugs the rail, and the wheels are connected to the actual lift itself, and the whole lot goes up and down. Now this structure that you see here will be in the survival world as well, more for like the looks. It doesn't really do much. Like you could just have support columns going up, like straight ones, but the X's in it kind of give it a bit more of a structure feel to it. So this is the base here. There has been a section cut out of the base. So originally the base came to where you see this wall here and continued on down there, but we put this kind of like U shape inside it. Like if you turn around like this and put like a U shape inside, and the corridor actually bends in around it. So let's go around and quickly show. So the corridor comes around here. It used to go down along here, but now instead it goes right and then it goes left, and then down here on the right hand side is the path that goes down to one of the guns. Now all this here will be changed. One of the things was originally I was going to do is that instead of having it kind of go like this here where it's like in left and then go right, I was going to have like a kind of a diagonal corridor going off like this here, which would have been kind of cool. I might do that in the future. Like it's only this bit here that's changing, like the rest of it's staying the same, but I kind of would want a corridor that goes diagonal like this. But we'll see what we'll do in the future. Now let's quickly go over and explain how this lift works. So the whole the only thing that I have taken in terms of design is the wheels. The rest is completely my own design. So I'll quickly show what it does. So we have two sets of wheels that go either side, plus a set of wheels that go there they are there, and they're just basically keeping that all aligned. But these ones that go left and right are doing most of the lifting. Now there's a sliding rail here with a foot on it, and that's for the emergency brakes and also stopping the lift. So they travel down with the lift as it goes down, and if you need to stop, just press the button and it locks them, and that stops the lift. I did originally see that the issue was with designing the lift is that I originally used merge blocks. So the merge blocks would be sitting in here, and as the lift came down, another merge block would be on the lift and the whole lot would like attach to it. But the thing was, the lift was going up and down too quickly for it to catch that, and it was a wee bit annoying. So I said to myself, that's not going to work. So I tried connector blocks, and connector blocks were the same. It was going too fast for them to actually connect, and I said to myself, how am I going to get this lift to stop at the certain floor quickly? And I did try things with like rotor locking, turning the wheels in the opposite direction really quickly. Nothing, couldn't get it to work, and I was scratching my head until one day I was messing about with a wee ship, and I was driving very close to the ground, just like in boredom, and I drove that close that the landing gear locked to the ground. And then it occurred to me, I was like, hold on a second, that's actually pretty quick. So I says, why don't I add a landing gear onto the bottom of this? And it does work. It locks to that, and it stops the lift. Now the good thing is all four of them lock. So say for example you accidentally break one of those columns, the other three will hold that up. So if it gets accidentally hit with a missile fired at, it can take a lot of damage before it actually falls. So let's go in and quickly give a tutorial of controls. So we have these kind of like walls. They move both sides. So the elevator is it's like a two sort of way, so like you get in from one side and you can hop out at the other side of the elevator. Kind of like what you see in some buildings, where usually in some buildings the lift is that you come in through one door and you walk back out the same one, but in this case you can also go out the back. Now there is 4 different controls, and we have arrows and directions and warning lights. but they will be explained now in a second what they do. Now, the elevator direction is marked by this LCD, so it's 2 bottom LCDs and the bottom is rotated and it just switches between that. And how it switches is that you turn one of them on and one of them off and you put the same picture on them, and it's just a switch case. So like say for example, if you press like a timer block and say trigger now, that's turning it between on and off, so it's like, you know, flipping the direction. So we can do that here and I can show that. So this is just, see the way there, it just flips. We have 8 of those flashing lights. There's ones on the bottom as well. That's just a warning of the lift coming up and down. So say for example do maintenance on the lift and then don't want to get crushed in between blocks, because it is very easy to happen. So let's go in and quickly show the controls. So we'll tell the lift to go down and match with the floor that we want to get off at. So we just tell it to go down and we go, and it'll just take it down, and there we go. That's at the floor. This wall comes down and this wall also comes up, and there we are now level up. Now it is, I was trying to get that as straight as possible, but the thing is, the way I have the sensor blocks that sense the floor, I couldn't get it to practically like level off, which is a wee bit unfortunate, but for large grid ships it's not an issue. So let's get the wee buggy and demonstrate that in use. Buggy, there it is, and line that with the gravity, and let's turn it around so we can face out, and let's put it here. That'll do. So here we have the buggy, and let's go outside so we can drive that around normal and not go too far, because I don't want to go off the edge, but we can drive off the edge if we wanted to. So let's take it here and park it up and straighten it. There we go, that'll do. And let's take the lift down. So we are still going down. Let's press OK, and the floors match up. There we are. Now there is a bit of clanging noise, but that's just the wheels. See the way you can see the wheels rubbing up against the rail, so there's nothing actually to worry about. So this will happily continue going down. It goes all the way down to the bottom floor, so let's follow that. I'll not go down all the way, but I'll just quickly show. So here's the bottom here. Now these weird blocks that you see sticking out, like this one here, these are known as kind of like programming points. So when the sensor hits them, that's like its bottom limit. There's one up in the middle that senses that floor, that's the middle limit. And then the one on the very top is the maximum limit. So what it does is it tells the elevator to stop, change direction, and get ready to go again. So what we'll do is we'll tell the elevator to go back up. There we go. So now it's going up, and the lift is capable of lifting itself and also lifting this buggy, and that buggy is a fairly heavy machine. Now what we can do is, if the lift is a wee bit heavy, or if the item that we have on it is very heavy, we can change the speed of the rotors, because what I have noticed is they are running at 45 RPM, but if we speed them up to say 60, we can lift practically anything, but the lift goes up faster. But what you're doing is you're using the speed against the weight ratio. But if you say for example you have nothing on the lift and you set it to 60, it's going far too fast for the sensors to pick up the floors. Now you can do things like extend their limits, but it just gets a wee bit confusing. So that seems to work there. If we do have a heavy ship, we can just increase this here, but chances are this will be the only thing that we take, and if we do fill up like one of those storage crates, it can we can just extend or expand the rotor speed. So you can see there I have sensors turned on, so you can see the sensor for this gate coming up. So I'll just take it up, and once we get level, it will match. Now you see that block there, that's going to trigger the sensor that's here. There we are, that's it triggered, and the lift opens. Now that opens both sides as well. There is nothing on this side, but what I was thinking was we could have like another small door here, if no, for small ships, so you could take it around the corridors and like do different like works inside. So that's something to think about as well, as of getting a wee rover or something up to that middle floor. Now let's take it all the way up, and this is probably where I'll skip it, and I'll show how the emergency stop function works. So again, we just press continue for go, and then the whole lot opens up and we continue going up. And what I'll do is I'll let it free fall now for a second, and I'll show how the emergency stop function works. Right, so that's up high enough. Let's change it to go down, and say for example it's free fall and we're too heavy. So what I'll do is I'll flip the direction. So now we're falling, and stop. So that's it, stopped, and we go down here and we look at the landing gears and we'll see that they have locked, and that's them locked in there. And we've got red lights to show that it has stopped. Now to disengage all that there, you can do a couple of things. You can just press go and it'll continue going, but to actually turn off the alarm, you just press reset, and that's just resetting the alarm. And what we'll do is we'll keep it going up, so we change the direction for it to go up and go. There we are, and up it goes. Now, I have lost count of how many timer blocks this uses, but there's 4 on each of them pillars, and what they're doing is one's changing the direction. So what it's doing is telling the rotors to reverse direction. It's also telling the displays to turn on and off. The other one is, like a function. So what it does is when the sensor senses like a floor, you're just telling it to engage the landing gears and also stop the rotors, because they do cause a bit of performance hit whenever they're still running. So as we're coming up, you'll see that we have this block here, and now that's one of the sensor blocks. So we'll just wait for it to come up. And there you are. There's the limit there. See the way it has hit that sensor. So that sensor is the maximum. And this sensor here is for the middle floor. Now what you can do is, the good thing about this here is you can actually have multiple floors in between. When I first done this lift, I was trying to decide how am I gonna program the lift so it knows what floor it's on. But the thing is, you don't care what floor it's on, you just tell the sensor to stop the engage the landing gear and also stop the rotors. So you could have 20 floors between here, and what that'll do is that'll do the same thing when it senses one of those blocks in the middle. What it does is it just tells the landing gears to lock, turn off the rotors, and then when you press go, it just continues going. But what happens is when you press go, it momentarily turns this here off, so you don't get a constant engage on the floor. So when you press go, it turns this off for 3 seconds and then turns it back on, and that'll sense the new floor. And the thing is, you'll never have a floor that's sort of between the width of the elevator. So if you imagine that's 20 blocks, you'll never have a floor that's 10 blocks and 10 blocks and 10 blocks. It'll always be 20 blocks. Now you can get away with doing that, there is ways, but that's the way I've figured it out. And then of course there's a minimum block down here as well. There's there, and that senses the bottom. So that's the lift anyway. We will be taking that into survival. It is 2 parts. We do need to take this here. I have saved that as a projection, and that's going to be projected on the side. The reason why I didn't project the entire base is because it is a huge performance hit. It's a massive performance hit. So I said to myself, no, better not load the whole model in, or else we'll have issues. Even loading this here in is a wee bit of a performance hit. The other thing as well is there is quite a lot of batteries. When I took the blueprint, I did notice there was a lot of batteries sitting here. So whenever I was first designing the base, I needed batteries to power it. But the mistake I made was I didn't put the batteries down on the floor, so that whenever we were building it, we just remove them, and then we have our own dedicated power bank that was on the resource floor. So yeah, that's one thing you just need to remember. That's why there's more batteries than we think there is, because they're all stuck to the outside of them pillars. So what we'll do is we'll load this here over to survival along with this lift design that's also on a separate grid. I did originally have it on a merge block so that you build it all in one grid, but the thing is those wheels are conflicting with this grid here, so it's a bit annoying. Now the thing is, when we go to build this in survival, we will have to add all those wheels on manually, but again, it's not that hard to do, and I might actually remove them and build that, but yeah, we'll work it out anyway. So what I'll do is I'll load it onto survival, so I'll see you over there in a few seconds. And we are back in the survival world, so let's go on over here and see roughly where the lift is going to go. So it is going to go here, so it is going to have to require doing some drilling, some grinding, but we will worry about that as we come to it. So we'll get the projection up first and just see how things are going to be. Because it's a small area, what I'll do is I'll build the drills in survival instead of creative, and then import the projection because it's just a lot easier to do it in survival, and then just let the builders build it. So it just means we're going to have to set up a temporary connection point, which would probably here somewhere, so that the builders can work their way over and build up the walls. And then we're going to have to add different points as we go down. Now the good thing is the lift is the most component heavy one, whereas like you're using all different types of components, whereas the rails and the stuff below is all steel plates and metal grids. A lot, I must say, but you're just using one of the two, which will be easier on that there. So you just load it up with either plates or metal grids, and it'll do the rest. But it's just the lift will be built up here, just for like easy handiness. So let's get the projector set up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the projector somewhere here. Oh, well, that's going to be an issue because it's trying to build that wee support column that I had forgotten to remove. Okay, so it means that this here will have to move down. Let's move it down to the bottom, somewhere here. I know it'll be in the way, but it's only temporary. Yeah, there'll do. Let's get a display. No, display panel. Always get the names mixed up. So that's going here. What do I need for that? Is there a connector I can connect onto? There we go. Now, I was to continue that conveyor system the whole way down, and I might do that yet. There we are. I seen the plate there. Let's get that. Okay, so let's set this here up. What's that? What's the name of this? Projector 4. That's alright. So go projector 4. There we are. Blueprints, base. I think it's this one. Yeah. Version 4. That's okay. Projector 4. Blueprints. Actually no, it's projector 4, and oh, I have to remove that. Projector 4, I didn't mean to do that. Blueprints, base, and it's this one. Okay, projector 4. See, I opened up blueprints and cancelled it. Keep projection. Okay, so it needs to be brought down a bit. Yeah, let's bring it down all the way. There. I think that's it. Now, if it is the right orientation, that should be okay. So what we'll do is we'll take a nosy with the spectator cam. Where are we on this? There it is. Yeah.
Meteor storm
So that's how big the lift is going to be. It might not actually come up that high. I know it is big, but and there'll be a door here, but there'll be a wee ramp for it to drive off. So that's okay. It does look like it's lining up, so that's good. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. What I'm gonna do is I know that there was supposed to be the elevator width, but that's the actual width of the elevator itself. The shaft and all has to be wider, to allow it to slip out past. I'll have to take a grinder and grind down this entire metal column because it won't be used. Actually, no, not the. Yeah. Oh, it is, yeah, no, the whole middle column is coming off, and it's coming off all the way down past this here, and all this here will be ground out. This whole room is going to be disappearing. There you can see part of the lift is in there, so it'll have to be grinded out. That'll be a wee grinding job. The whole floor is going to be grinded out. What else as well? Yeah, so it is going to be a mix of both, so we'll have to do grinding first, and then we'll do the drilling. And the good thing is the drilling is going to be the width of what you see there. So see from this column here, so we'll set up some drills that just go in that perimeter. And then what we do is we use the same method that we use with the pistons, pushing it down, but we won't use like a mad amount, like 10 pistons pushing it down. We'll use 5. And then what we do is we get a column down, add another 5 pistons, push it down, extend the column down, and keep doing that and pushing it until it reaches the bottom. We'll not make the same mistake we made with this one, where it was like there was a load and it was just bouncing all over the place. It was very, very hard to control. So that's good. We have all that. Just need to grind that down. So that's where we will use the quick camera to do all this. Okay, so that is the whole thing drilled out. Finally finished. So we did have a bit of a mishap whenever I started chopping down. The game froze and crashed, so I had to reboot the game, but lucky enough it had just saved about a minute or so before the game crashed, so I didn't lose much, but still I would rather it didn't lose anything because it did take a while to remove all that. So let's get underway with building this. Oh, that seemed to have done something. Well, I don't know if it was me doing that, or I don't know if I had anything to do with that, but it seems to have moved along. So hopefully it picks up the rest of that crap. And this is fairly full as well. Might need to build another one. What I'll do is I'll turn that projector on again, and hopefully that will build for it. There we go. Come on. Build. Like, I knew it has the plates to do it, I just don't know why it won't. Oh. Ah, there we go. It is set to do the nearest first, so that's okay. Yeah, there it is, it's starting to build now. So hopefully by doing that, that'll lighten most of the load on that, and we can fly up again. Let's just see how many blocks is needed for this. What is this? This is projector, elevator. Projector elevator. Okay, so we need to build, what is that? 17,000 blocks or so? Less? Seems about right. Yeah, no, it does seem about right because I just remembered that the bit up in the middle is quite a lot of blocks. I think that, has that used up all the plates? I'm kind of shocked if it did. Okay, it seems to have... Yeah, it's used up all the plates. Okay. Right. Okay, how am I... Well, I'll never be able to get this thing lifted because it is overweight. There is 3 cargo containers on that. Which is now indicated that the 4 cargo containers in the base itself isn't enough. We'll probably need 10, especially for the scale of the stuff that we'll be building soon. Yeah. The game is so much smoother as well down here. I reckon it's because all the entries on top. Yeah, even when I look up there, it's very see, like if I look here, look how smooth that is, but as soon as I look up, oh, you can notice that it's definitely not doing anything. But when we go to space, hopefully soon enough, the lag should tone down a lot. I did notice that on the moon. So that's something to look forward to. Now let me see, I'm gonna try break some of this stuff and then hopefully collect it and then I can just finish off and weld it. The other alternative is... Now I know that there is if you look there at the very top, there is a connector up there, but the conveyor system stops about there as well. So I'm thinking if I take the conveyor system all the way down to about there, and by some miracle we get this thing lifted up and connected to it, I probably won't even reach it. Yeah, we just need to fill this here up with the basics. What I might do is, and it's a very dangerous thing, is I might actually grind those off completely. Rebuild it. Yeah. Take one of them up one by one. Unload one by one. Yeah. That seems like the best idea. So let's drop this here. Hopefully that doesn't go through the floor, but in case it does, let's add a leg. Hell of it is cool. Ah, well, I kind of knew that was going to happen, but oh dear. And this is where we'll get this here turned on, ready to go. Can I actually lift it up like this? No, it's too heavy. Let's get rid of this. Aha! Yeah, that's light enough. So let's take this here up. Oh, enough of that clicking. Aha, Bob's got a higher tussle than the rest. Let's see. Or is it higher or is it lower? Oh, it's lower. Oh, I'm doing an awful lot of yawning. What time is it? It is quite late here. Alright, let's Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. I have broken the connector. Have I even got enough to get another one on it? Oh, you need steel plate. And let's remove that and add these two to our build planners. Let's move all this. And there we go, all components were successfully moved. There we are. And what is this? Let's call connector Bob. Let's add you onto our you were number 6, so let's add you there. There we go, switch lock. And let's dock you up. Okay, line. There we go, 6. Let's charge. Let's go to base. Oh, it's storage, not that. Base CC, there we are. And then we go to Bob. Move everything over. 57 components could not be moved over. Why not? Oh, does this actually link up with it? It does link up with the entire thing. Why isn't it? That's right, I forgot. Because the car container in here was the one that was keeping all that together. So let's add a new one there if we can. What do we need for that? Interior plate. Again, let's add that in. Car container. And large car container. There we are. Give us all those goodies. There we are. Oh, we can actually fit an entire car container in our inventory. Sweet. There. Now you can get rid of all your goodies. Then we go to base. Oh, base CC. That one. This here. Our ship. Move everything over. There we are. Okay, and let's go down and get the rest of the stuff. Okay. Give me all your goodies. 4. Alright, that's enough. Because it is starting to get very overweight. We're descending very, very slowly. I'm gonna have to use outside view because I have no idea where I'm going. Yeah, we'll just use this here to stand up. I can't see. So it can take about, what was that number there? 20 million kgs? Is that right? It is. So 20,600,000. Yeah. It says 200 million. Sorry, 20,650,000. It says the limit. Because it's too slow getting up. There's the connector there. There we are. And let's see. There we go. Oh. Oh. Why are we going down? Okay, we have a serious issue. We are going back down. Let me see, let's try and get some weight here very quickly. Come on. think it is slowing down. Let's do that another few times. Alright, that should be. Unless there's some logic between like the atmosphere getting thicker towards the center of the earth. Yeah, because now look, the speed is starting to go down. It doesn't like the weight. Right, I'm gonna have to dump that. Right, it's starting to go down again. Let's remove until it stops. Oh! Well, that's taking care of the weight. Yeah. Well, at least we don't have a weight issue anymore. What's that now? Yeah, look at that. That floor was already a mess anyway, if you remember the drill. When we first dug this out, it made a bit of a mess out of this. But hey, at least we've got weight. So now we know that the weight limit is actually 20 million, and that's going to be it. There we go. Come on. Yes, 6. Now, give us base CC and this here. Transfer that all over. Take that. Now, away we go. Down we go. So much lighter, aren't you? Switch this here on 4. So wait until it gets up to about 20 million. But you may be asking, why am I collecting all the stone? Because of all the iron you'll get out of it. And other things like nickel, silicone, etc. that we will get. So, yeah. Okay, so base EC we have 172. That's 2.9 thousand, and there's still a lot there. And 502,000, 512 I should say. There's loads of iron. Yeah, we're very, very good for iron, but it's nice to have it. Now, let's transfer some of my own stuff over to base EC. So that should build away there at all that different stuff. And as it's building, we will talk about the project. Now for that there project, I'm going to go out here just so that we're outside and away from a wee bit of noise. Okay, and the thing we're talking about can be seen. Right, so one of the upcoming projects that we will be doing soon enough is that, well, first of all, we need to get the base on the moon. That was one of our things, so we are going to finish that first. But this other project is something that we'll be doing straight after it. So the first thing is we'll be putting a base on the moon. The base will have kind of pretty much what we have here, except not as much resources. So in terms of like refineries, assemblers, O2, H2 generators, hydrogen generators, ice engines, the whole lot. It'll have the whole shebang at the moon base. And the idea of that is that, say for example, we set up a farm to go around different asteroids. We want to take the stuff back to the moon first instead of taking it to Earth, because there is a lot of energy used to get stuff up from space. The other thing as well is the gravity is so low on the moon is that it won't use as much energy. Then what we can do is we can send up a mothership, just something with loads of containers on it, but it has both ion thrusters and hydrogen thrusters and atmospheric thrusters. So it's got 3 different modes of thrusters on it, with, say, imagine something like 10 cargo containers, but it's able to lift them all full. And we can test that by just mining up a load of stone, maxing it out, and then seeing if it'll fly. So I'll do that in creative and just see what the limit is. Then we just fly the thing up and down between the moon and the base, and that like fills up on resources. The other thing as well is that base will be kind of like a second base. So if we go exploring around like other areas. Now the thing is, it's a shame that the base isn't actually like this side, because we could use it as kind of like a checkpoint or like a filling station. So if you imagine you go from here to the moon, like you burn a lot of energy, say a load of hydrogen, then you get to the moon, fill up again, and then fly on to say Purgatory or Titan. I say Purgatory because I'm getting that from the Splitsy series. And that brings me on to the next part. So the next part is actually sending a rover to Titan. There is an alien planet there to the left. I'm almost sure that's the alien planet. Wait, there is another planet similar to that. I can't remember the names, but yeah, I want to go to this planet here first. And the thing is, I have no idea how far away it is. There is a satellite up there, but the satellite's looking at the moon, so we are going to put a second one up. Now the issue is, and I did think about this, you've seen it yourselves with sending the rover to the moon. Like, you've seen it yourselves, like how much power the lasers were consuming, and like how many times the rescue pod, the pod itself, shut off because of the energy that was sapped going between the satellite and that. Now the thing is, I haven't actually checked to see, we're not beside an antenna, so I can't check the satellite right now, but we don't know how much battery life is left on the satellite because of that incident. Like, that's still connected to the pod. So there could be some day we are on the server, next thing bang, satellite goes off, and then yeah, satellite goes off, and then we're gonna have to send up a maintenance ship to charge up the batteries. Now the good thing is, I future-proofed it. There is a merge block on the back of it, so all we have to do is send up a ship with say 20 batteries on it, connect it into the back of it, and then just let it charge, and probably just leave it there. Like, it'd be one of those remote ships where we just fly it up and then attach it and then just leave it there. Which brings me on to the next problem. When we go to Titan, or when we're on our way to Titan, there is going to be a satellite that's going to be looking at the rover going to it. Now it could get to the point where it's consuming like megawatts of energy just to transmit. So what we will do is we'll probably send up a temporary ship with a laser and say 5 batteries, fully charged batteries, and see how far it'll go before it saps the limit out of the batteries, and then that'll give us a rough idea what type of ship we'll need to get to Titan. Now, I would like to fly there in person, but again, it's similar to the moon mission. We want to send a rover first to check our surroundings and see where the best place is to build. Now the thing is, with the moon, we know exactly where that base is going to go. Like, I have it marked there. Like, we know exactly where to put the base. It's different with Titan. Like, we could be flying around in person. Imagine we die. Like, our ship is going to be left there. Like, we could obviously put like a medical bay and stuff in it, but it's a wee bit more realistic. That doesn't happen in real life. Now, I know this game isn't supposed to be, it's like a real life simulator, but if you think about it like a NASA mission, obviously they're going to send rovers up before they send people up. Like, look at Mars. Like, could you imagine NASA just sending people up to Mars? Like, oh, like, we're gonna send stuff, like, people up to Mars to explore. Now, of course, you could, yeah, technically, like, NASA could do that. They could send people up to have a look, but look how long it took the rover to get to Mars. Could you imagine people going that distance back whenever NASA done it with the rover? Like, it would have been years. I can't remember how long it took, but similar situation. We're going to send a rover there first, and then we use a simple thing with distance, so we know how far it is. We set it, get it to set a GPS. Then we use maths to work out how long it would roughly take. Like, say for example, if it's say 1,000 kilometers away. Well, if we're doing say 1,000 meters per second, well then that's going to take us 1,000 seconds. So you divide that all up and that gives you minutes, divide it again, gets you your hours. So let's see how long it'll take us, because let's be realistic, if we're going to be building ships, they're going to be going 1,000 plus meters per second, so it would make sense. And we just take the distance between here and whatever the waypoint it is, calculate that, gives us a rough speed. Now the thing is, there's going to be things like asteroids, possibly enemies along the way. But again, that's why we send the rover up first. But what I'm thinking is, yeah, the main thing is we don't know how much power this thing is going to consume with the laser connected to the satellite. There will be another laser connected onto the space that'll have connected to its own satellite. Now I won't. I will make some modifications to the satellite. Instead of having just 2 laser antennas, it'll have 3, and that'll give us another topology to connect with something else. Yeah, once we sort of know how far it can go and with terms of power, then we can sort of design a ship around it. Now it could get to the point where we could use 100 batteries just to get this thing. Like, I'm not talking like small grid vehicles to get to that. No, as a rover, will be a large grid. It's different with the moon, but what we'll be sending to the moon will be a large grid rover, bigger, because as far as I know, the gravity is 1.5 to 2 G, and here it's 1. So like, this is 1 G, so jump, that's 1 G. But if you imagine on Titan, it's like half that, because it's like 2 or 1.5 or 2. I think it's 1.5 or 1.6. Can't remember. And that's just based on that. Again, I don't want to look it up on the internet. The whole point is to go and see what it is. As far as I know, I think parachutes do work, but we won't have really red eye on them. We will like to test it. Which also gives me another idea, just when I think about it now. If we are going to test different things on Titan, we want smaller ships that would be like attached to the large grid ship. So if you imagine, yeah, we're a large grid ship, and then on it attached are small grid ships, so like one with parachutes, one with other things, and we drop them. What was that? There, just seen a wee explosion. Is that an asteroid? Yeah, it was. So what we do is we drop things like a small grid ship with just parachutes and see if it makes it, and if it crashes, then we know parachutes don't work. What else? Just different things like that, and just see what sticks. But yeah, that will be another mission. The thing is, with that mission, it can start at any time. Like, we could even do it before we do the bit in the moon base. Now, the thing is, all we're doing is we're setting up a basic ship with hydrogen, and we're just pulsing it straight at it at 1,000 meters per second, and then that's it. We leave it, and we go and do other stuff. And then what that'll do is that'll just fly towards Titan. And obviously we'll have different things set up so that if it does get to Titan before we even realise, it'll like sort of save itself, so we can set up like things like scripts. So we could like set up say like a sensor, so one senses the ground to deploy the parachutes, or if it gets within so many meters. Now, spoiler alert, I do know the parachutes actually work on Titan. That's true watching Splitsy's videos, but we'll go under the assumption that we don't know that. But what we'll do is we'll just throw a basic ship at it, 1,000 meters per second, and we'll have a remote block. Its laser will be connected to another satellite, and we can just tune into it and just see how far away it is from, roughly from landing on the surface. And say it does land, and we just set a waypoint, take that waypoint, and again just divide that by whatever speed we're going, and that'll give us a rough time. Like time to mission or time to land, and then we could probably send up a second improved rover or improved base, land that at it, and similar to the rover, just send something to explore around. Now I know that rover was a small grid, but it's different. That was the moon. I wouldn't put a large grid ship on the moon. It's just because there's so many hills, bumps, and it just be more of a nuisance. But I think it's with Titan. Titan is pretty much like Earth. It's like looking at Earth, so it would make sense to have a large grid ship on it. So yeah, that's something anyway that I have thought about doing. Also the doors haven't been done yet, so they need to be done soon enough. Again, not a priority, but yeah. So that's it. So that's the idea anyway. The update. I know I haven't been uploading recently. It's been a lot of things like that. Lift has taken a serious amount of time to design. I had all sorts of issues getting that done. Oh, see there, it's completed most of it. What I might do is actually shimmy this here over. Yeah, I'll shimmy that thing over so it's more closer to building. I know things like metal grids we don't have yet, but it's mainly getting them steel plates on. There we go. Mainly getting the steel plates on, so it's just got the basic stuff, and then we can just run it up again with metal grids, similar to how we done this base. Let's get the rest of that. There we are. Let's see. There we are. Let's move you over. I think I can reach everywhere. Again, I don't know if it doesn't. So let's just take a quick tour of this. I did go down a wee bit further than I wanted with the drills, but it's very hard to stop them once. It's very hard to stop them once they're going, but nothing to worry about. We did know we would have a bit of a basement shaft in it, which is usually normal in elevators, but yeah, we'll probably just put some struts in to make it look like as if it belongs there. And then we'll put like some sort of a, I don't know, like a wall on here. Yeah, probably put a floor on this to make it look like it's like the elevator basement or so. So that's getting built the whole way up. It's a lovely smooth wall. So that's with the drills turned on. Like in digging mode instead of tunnel mode. So look at that nice smooth wall compared to the base. It's got these ridge lines in it. You see there, that's from right clicking it as it's going down. A lot quicker. Doing this here was a lot quicker than doing that, but yeah, just look at this huge hole in here. It's a feature. We'll try and make it into a feature of some way. We'll probably like put some sort of a, I don't know, what even could you put in there? Oh, I don't know. It kind of looks like I know it was an explosion, but it kind of looks like the radius of a warhead. So yeah, that's going to build up. Also, the other thing as well is I did mention this in the last episode, and that was I did want kind of like a wall of fans. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. A wall of fans. So let's actually get a start of that while we're here. Nah. Here it is. This is the control room. So I was thinking of putting them like along this wall here and this wall here, and then going around the back, just each name. So far we've got one as Mighty Asset, so we're going to put his name. Let me see. Trying to think the best place to put it. I think because he's a usual commoner, I think I'm going to put this in the middle here. Yeah, I prefer it like that. Yeah, it looks better. And then other names can go along the wall on TVs. There we are. That's better. So that's that done. We've got our wall of names coming up. So again, if you just put your name added onto the wall itself, What we will do is we will cover them with LCD monitors going across here, and some going here. And if you want your name, just stick it in the comments and I will put it on the wall, and we will call that the wall of fans. Yeah, the wall of fans. Also, something that I have been thinking as well, we need to give this room a bit of what's the word, colour. Oh, there it is. Yeah, let's match up with this. There we are. And what we will do is we will add a banner. Is this the middle? Yes. Kind of like a trim going around. It gives it a wee bit more decoration. It is very bare, so it is. Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Yeah, and then we can put the names up on this bit. Maybe even one below. No staggering down with the stairs. But yeah, that'll do. It is very, very laggy up here, so we'll go back down to where it is a lot better. And how has Bobby got on? Bobby, a good thing. Oh, you didn't do over here. Come on, Bobby. Maybe we'll take Bob over here. Oh, I'm disoriented. I don't even know where I'm looking. Alright. I moved there too quick with the mouse and I didn't know what way I was pointing. Okay. I've done good. Yeah, I just need to do this other X. Not a priority, but yeah. Yeah, what I might do is substitute this block to connect on here and then remove all that there. Yeah, because it's not needed. Also, this isn't the right color. Oh, and I just realized this will all have to be colored by hand, unless we disconnect here and here and then shift. Yeah, no, like create it on its own grid. Otherwise we'll have to paint it all by hand, because I just realised the colouring scheme on the base will be changed if we press Ctrl-Shift-P. Our middle button, I can't remember which it is for change the whole lot. I think I'm gonna call it a night on this. Not ending an episode. I'm gonna get some sleep because I'm starting to make mistakes and I don't want to do something that I will regret. So I will see you in the transition.